Who are you?
You don't know? Okay. Well, in a couple hours, you're gonna find out.
Cute. But I don't wrestle fans.
Don't insult me by calling me a fan of yours. I'm from the PC.
I know who's at the PC. You? Ain't one of them.
I just started today.
And they sent you to face me? Are you kidding? I was supposed to have a Raw Women's Championship match against Naomi tonight. And now I'm facing off against this joke? Wait, are you dying? And this is your wish?
Look, I get it. I'm brand new here, and not what you expected. But what you can expect is for me to give you everything I've got.
I can't imagine that's very much. I'm a boss. You're a nobody.
After tonight, I might be a somebody.
Just put down the boss. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Unbelievable. She did it. She beat Sasha Banks in her WWE debut.
I never thought I'd see this happen here tonight.
She just started the Performance Center this morning. This is unheard of.
And the boss wants nothing to do with a handshake. She's livid.
Sasha Banks is in shock right now.
I would be too.
Nonetheless, what a moment.
I must admit, that was a rather brilliant performance. With that being said, we will be absolutely delighted to have you join us in NXT.
Was a hell of a match. I have to admit, I didn't think you had it in you.
I guess you now know not to underestimate me.
I do. And if you're interested, we'd love to have you on SmackDown. What do you say?
Wow. I thought for sure Sasha wouldn't let you beat her again.
She didn't let me do anything.
Of course. You know what I mean. Listen, it takes a lot to impress me. And you've done it twice. You have to sign with Raw.
I'm in. Raw is where everything started for me. Seems only fitting that I should sign with you. The fact that Raw is also a great brand is just an added bonus.
Just so you know, brown-nosing isn't going to help your career. But it doesn't hurt, though. Welcome aboard.
I guess you expect me to congratulate you.
No, but I'd appreciate it. And I'm sure you'll get your chance before long, too.
You're not the only one who's getting out of here. I just got signed to SmackDown.
Wow, good for you.
At least someone who has real talent is getting their opportunity. As for you, I do not have high hopes.
Funny, not what the GMs thought. But maybe we can settle this someday if there's ever a little red versus blue action.
Yeah, maybe.
Moving on up, girl, we did it! Did you get signed too?
Yeah, I'm bringing the fandemonium to NXT. I mean, me with Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, and Finn Balor. Can you believe it? I don't know how I'm gonna wrestle with sweaty pits and noodle knees.
Congratulations! And remember, you're not a fan anymore. You're one of them. They might be just as excited to meet you.
You're right. I bet Rhea Ripley is sitting at home right now thinking, crikey, I hope I someday get to meet Fanny. She's my idol.
Totally possible.
What am I gonna do without your pep talks? Can I call you when I start to freak out? I mean, not every time I start to freak out, but maybe 1 out of every 5. I won't call while you're in the ring, although that would be kind of cool.
Fanny, you'll be fine. But if you do need anything, you know where to find me.
Thanks. You're the best.
I got nothing to say to you.
You could start with congrats.
You got lucky. Again. And if I see a single post on social media about this, you and I are going to have problems.
Since I'm heading to Raw, it sounds like we're going to get a chance to hash out any problems we might have.
You're going to be on Raw? Like I haven't had to listen to your annoying voice enough already. Just stay out of my way, okay?
No promises.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we think this is an absolutely perfect fit for you.
Just remember, this isn't an ending. It's the beginning of the next chapter of training. You're always learning in WWE.
Having a long and successful career means you never stop pushing yourself to be better.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
But be sure to stop and appreciate the moments. Otherwise, it'll be over in an instant.
Okay, got it. You know I'll still be available via phone, right? And I'll probably still come in here to work out on off days. You don't have to cram every piece of advice into this conversation.
Just trying to help, but I hear you. Good luck out there.
Is the newest superstar to join Monday Night Raw.
I wish you'd get that excited when I walk into a building. Byron's excitement is warranted. She's going to do big things here on Raw. Submission. It's over, all in a nice work. Nia saw it coming.
And is Nia going for it? She is. One of her cousin's signature moves, the rock bottom. This has to be the end of this match.
Apparently Nia's not done yet. What is she trying to prove here?
She just put her hands on the referee. That's an automatic disqualification.
I don't think her mindset's on winning the match anymore. Nia Jax is clearly trying to prove a point. And with that rock bottom, it seems very clear who she's trying to prove herself to.
How much more punishment can her opponent take? All for Nia Jax's delicate ego? No, don't do it, Nia. Come on.
Samoan drop to the floor.
Guys, she might be badly injured.
Well, one thing's for certain, that message Nia Jax sent tonight was heard loud and clear and won't be forgotten anytime soon.
See you up and around. We've been worried about you.
Up and around, but still sore and bruised. I gotta be real. Nia did a number on me.
This sounds cliche, especially coming from me. But it looks like maybe you've lost your smile. Happens to the best of us. There's no getting around it. It was a vicious attack. That kind of thing can take a toll, both physically and mentally.
Well, like I said, I still have a long way to go before I'm fully cleared. And it seems like when I am, Nia's not going to back down.
I think you're right about Nia. You're going to have to be ready to face her again, and that's going to take a lot of work. So looks like you have a big decision ahead of you. I know what it's like firsthand to have to recover and train to get back in the game. And I watched Edge go through it too. And I also know what it's like to walk away, so I totally respect that choice too. Sometimes it's best to step back for a bit before coming back stronger than ever.
So with all that being said, how are you feeling? You want to train to face Nia again? Or take a step back and walk away from the fight for a bit?
I'm not here to back down from a fight. I'm here to show the world and the WWE Universe what I'm made of. I know it's going to be a hard road back, but let's do this. Let's train. I'm ready.
I would have supported you no matter what, but I'm proud that you chose to take on Nia.
Same here.
Honestly, it was the only choice I could have made. It's going to be tough, but that's who I am. Do you really think I'm ready?
Yes. You know I never doubted you. But after watching you train over these last few weeks, I'm prouder than ever of the superstar you've become and the person you've always been.
Aw, Beth. You're gonna make me feel an emotion.
Save that feeling, and instead make Nia feel your presence in the ring. Being a hard-working superstar doesn't put you above having the right to a little revenge. You deserve it.
Another dominating win for Nia Jax, who's been on quite the tear recently here on Raw.
Hold on, is that who I think it is?
And she's back. She's taking it to Nia Jax.
But Nia's giving it right back to her.
Nia charges, and she goes head first over the ropes.
Nia took her out with that vicious Samoan drop to the outside, and she's been out injured ever since. Finally, this is her chance for revenge.
She's got a table.
With the table, ramming it into Nia's face.
That's one way to get payback.
I don't think she's finished.
It looks like she's going to attempt to put Nia through the table.
I know she's out for revenge, but she has to be smart. She could end up re-injuring herself in the process.
After what Nia did to her, I don't think she cares.
Up to the apron, the same apron that Nia Jax slammed her off of, putting her on the shelf.
And down with a splash through the table. Unbelievable.
It looks like that took a toll on her, too.
Yeah, but she's the one standing tall, and Nia isn't.
She's taking things to ringside.
Double. Oh, wow. Rendered unconscious. The official has to call it.
Here is your winner, the Latina Sensation.
And that will do it. Not getting up from that one, so it's called.
An absolute statement by the victor here tonight. What a steamrolling.
And see you there, probably on account of all the distracting glare from this very shiny Intercontinental Championship title.
What's this all about?
Ding dong, hello! I'm the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion. Man, even for someone like me who already holds so many records, it's pretty impressive.
Right. And how exactly did you even win this? I don't remember hearing anything about a women's Intercontinental Champion in WWE.
That's because it's not just for WWE, but for the entire world, you idiot! Hence the name of it, Intercontinental. Anyway, I won it in an epic tournament in Rio de Janeiro against the best wrestlers from all the continents. It was so exclusive, cameras weren't even allowed. And when the final match was over, it was me, Bayley, standing over the decimated competition. I can still hear the roar of the crowd shouting my name, Bayley, the greatest of all time. In fact, I'm not only going to be the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion, I'm going to be the only women's Intercontinental Champion. No one will ever beat me. They'll actually rename it the Bayley Continental Championship. Has a great ring to it now that I think of it.
Pretty confident about all that, huh?
Why wouldn't I be? What? Are you going to prove me wrong?
As a matter of fact, I am. I could use a little shine around my waist.
You probably could, but you won't. Don't worry, I'll take it easy on you. Who am I kidding? I definitely won't.
Hey, not to be impatient, but when am I going to get my Intercontinental title match with Bayley? It's been a hot second.
Your Intercontinental title match with Bayley? What are you even talking about?
She said she'd give me a shot.
Yeah, but a shot at what?
The championship she won a few weeks ago in Rio de Janeiro?
Rio de Janeiro? Are you kidding me? That girl wasn't in Rio. She was off because her dog was getting a root canal. Just like Bayley to invent something fake.
Ugh, I knew it didn't all add up. Too bad. Because despite the lies, it actually isn't a bad idea. But I guess it doesn't matter now.
Bayley may be full of it, but you're right. Having a women's IC title is a good idea. It's about time, right? If only there was some kind of authority figure who could make it an officially recognized title. Oh wait, there is. Me. And since Bayley's already agreed to it, I see no problem with giving you a title opportunity. A real title opportunity.
Wow, I guess people should invent titles more often, huh?
Don't get any ideas.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
To see! Taste of pain. The title's in jeopardy here.
I think the paradigm has shifted.
She pulled it off. We have a new Women's Intercontinental Champion.
Plus, she's the first ever champion to win this title in the ring.
What do you mean? Bayley won it in a tournament in Rio de Janeiro.
Come on, we all know Bayley made that up, but enough about her. Congrats to our new Women's Intercontinental Champion.
As the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, and the first superstar who actually won it, I'll be sure to do you proud, Mandy.
I'm sure you will.
Not so fast, ladies. What makes you think you're the Intercontinental Champion?
I must have hit you harder out there than I thought. The match I just won, for starters.
Oh, you won the match. But I guess you didn't read the fine print in the contract you signed before the match. It's an Intercontinental Championship, you dummy. Which means that, just like the contract says, you have to beat 3 international superstars before beating me. Sorry, but I don't make the rules.
What are you talking about? You made up this title in the first place, so you definitely made the rules. Mandy, tell her I'm champion.
I actually have to side with Bayley on this one. She may have made this title up, but I made it official. And it was in the contract you signed. Superstars actually have to start reading those.
To be fair, she probably doesn't even know how to read.
Do you want me to read or fight?
Is it so hard to do both? Geez, just beat 3 international superstars and then we'll talk. I'll make sure you get your opportunity with Bayley. And don't sass your GM.
Yeah, and work on your reading skills.
For a second time. Taste of pain. She's got to be out of it now. Makes a cover. 2, 3. Picked up the leg. Face first. All set now. The Koji clutch is locked in. The submission is locked in. Tap out coming. Tap out. You're going to try it again. Taste of pain. See ya. Definitely wouldn't want to be in.
You're full of it, Bayley. But I did what your so-called contract asks. 3 international superstars defeated. Shall I ask Mandy to set the title match, or would you like to do the honors?
As much as I hate to admit it, I am impressed. Congratulations. You know, I've said it from the start, this Intercontinental Championship is a very prestigious title. After all, I hold it. But you've done the work, so I'll talk to Mandy.
Wait, so you're really not gonna try to weasel out of this?
What kind of champion do you think I am? After all, you fulfilled the requirements of the contract exactly, and you know how much I respect official championship contract law.
Right.
Oh, but speaking of, there is one thing I forgot to mention. Since it is an international title, you know how when you apply for your passport or a visa, there's a waiting period before you get it? Yeah, the title contract actually also specifies a lengthy waiting period before we can set up the match you qualified for.
You're kidding me. No, you're probably actually serious, aren't you?
Don't worry, it'll go by fast. I mean, by the time the waiting period is over, I'll have probably broken the record as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion ever, male or female. But to you, it will seem like the blink of the eye. I mean, heck, I guess there's a chance that you might not even be in WWE by then. So I don't know. Feel free to send me a card or something, or congratulate me on social media since you'll be retired. Hashtag longest reigning IC champion sounds good. Thanks. Can't wait to hear from you then. Toodles.
One eternity later.
Our women's Intercontinental Champion, Bayley, is apparently throwing herself some sort of celebration.
The WWE Universe is not enthused.
Today is a day that will surely be mentioned in all the effusive speeches when I, Bayley, am inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, because in just a few short moments, down to the exact minute when I first won this little beauty here, I will become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, not for the women, not for the men, but for all of WWE for all time. You idiots said I couldn't do it, but you know who never doubted me? Me! So let's join in and count down to the moment of my glory. It's only 20 minutes to go.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm gonna be back in about 19 minutes.
1959, 1958, 1957, 1956, 1955, 1954. Come on, I can't hear you. 1950, 1949, 1948, 1947.
Yes!
Thank you.
I don't think I could have made it through that.
No one could.
It is a momentous day, but not because you're going to break any records. Guess whose waiting period just ended? And that's fitting, because tonight is going to be a night of endings. Your Intercontinental title reign is ending, too. Right here, right now.
We're going to have a Women's Intercontinental Championship match coming up next.
Bayley looking defenseless. Taste of pain. Chip's eyes look glazed over. 2, 3.
And that's it. The champion is defeated. A big victory for the new champion.
Everything they had, but the new champ wanted it just a little bit more.
Shayna Baszler up and on submission. Is she gonna tap? And she's tapping, but it doesn't even matter. It can't save her here. She's going for it, just has to get it free.
Make no mistake about it, this match could end right here, right now.
It could, but I don't think it will.
She did it. She managed to outlast 5 other superstars to win the Money in the Bank ladder match.
And now she has that coveted briefcase in her possession.
Now the real questions begin. When and how will she cash it in?
There's plenty of time to worry about all that later. For now, soak it in, because this is a tremendous achievement in itself.
Enjoy the moment, Ms. Money in the Bank. You earned it.
After years of hard work climbing an imaginary ladder, I finally found myself on a real one. And as I climbed to the top of it and beat 5 other superstars to win this Money in the Bank briefcase, suddenly, I knew there was only one person left standing between me and the Raw Women's Championship. And believe me when I say this, I am ready to take down
The brand new briefcase holder mentioned the Raw Women's Champion, and here she is. Naomi is on her way to the ring to confront her face to face.
This could get very interesting. Who knows? We could even have a championship match right now.
Take it easy, Byron. Let's see how this all plays out.
One person left. Girl, if you want to call me out, you can just say my name. As much as I appreciate the long, emotional story of your journey here in WWE, I gotta ask. Do you want a participation trophy or something? I mean, do you think you're the only one here who's had ups and downs or a difficult road as a WWE superstar? And you know what? You conveniently forgot a little something from your testimonial. If I'm remembering correctly, it was only because someone's flight was delayed that you got the opportunity to debut on Raw in the first place, in a match that was supposed to be mine. So at least, if you're going to tell the WWE Universe your whole drawn-out story, you might as well say thank you, Naomi.
So you want me to thank you for inclement weather?
Sure. Why not?
Well, thank you, Naomi, for channeling the wind and rain. But while your absence that night might have given me an opportunity, I was the one who took advantage of it. Just like I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity now. What to do with the Money in the Bank contract? Cash it in and set up a match? Or maybe use it when you least expect it as a fun surprise? You know, I can't say I've decided how that part of my story will play out.
Either way, whatever you choose to do, you know I'm going to be ready.
We're not sure how it will transpire, but sooner or later, these two will face each other for the Raw Women's Championship.
I think she knows exactly how and when she's going to cash in, but the rest of us, including Naomi, will have to wait to find out.
Set up for a second time. Taste of pain. We could have a new champion.
That's gotta be it. 2, 3. She's done it. Winning Raw Women's Champion.
This is without a doubt a crowning moment tonight in her career. To take the title away from a formidable opponent in Naomi at an event like SummerSlam really solidifies her status as one of the top superstars in WWE.
It started with winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, and there were some bumps along the way, but none of that matters now. The takeaway here is she is now the standard of the Raw Women's division, and I think it's going to stay that way for quite some time.
Excuse you.
What did I do?
Stand there, breathe, exist.
I wonder if too much hair dye can start to make people overly crabby. Seems that way.
Every time I see your disgusting face, it reminds me of that fluke victory you had over me. It's a black mark on my career. I never stop hearing about it, and I'm sick of it.
Probably shouldn't have lost then.
Watch yourself. I talked to Mandy. She's agreed to set up a rematch. You and me tonight. Unless you're scared of facing the boss in a fair fight, that is.
You couldn't beat me then, and you can't beat me now. I'm the future of WWE, and boss time is stuck in the past.
My name is bigger than yours will ever be. No one steps to Sasha Banks like that. There will be consequences. Do you know how often I've heard someone say they're the future of WWE? And where are they now? Not here. Because they couldn't stand the test of time. Boss time. So I don't need an invitation to take what's owed me. I've earned it. You stepped over the line from your very first day in WWE. That ends now. You don't run this women's division. I do. Watch your back.
Setting up for it. Looks like, oh no! Oh my God!
Bayley from behind. She wasn't scheduled for this match. What's this all about?
She's everything they've been through, they still have each other's backs.
Face first. All set now. It's locked in. The Koji clutch. What's going to happen here? I think she's got an opportunity to turn this around. She's just got to shift her body just a little bit. She had no choice but to tap out. A well-earned victory against the golden role model. Wait a second. Is that Sasha Banks?
She's back from injury and looks to be at full strength.
You certainly can't tell that she was ever hurt.
Sasha with a bank statement. Bayley to belly. These two are simply unstoppable together.
I'm not sure what's going to hurt more, her body or her ego.
These two have had an issue with each other for quite some time, and it looks like it's not going away anytime soon.
Done with Bayley, and I am done with Sasha Banks. Sasha's still butthurt because she got beat by a newbie when I first came to WWE. Aw, boo-hoo, you big baby. I didn't realize that the boss was so emotionally fragile and delicate. Since then, to earn anything. You stepped to me, I sent you to the injured list. Your friend Bayley tried to fight your battles, and I beat her. Even teaming together, you couldn't defeat me. I should leave you to waste in the pool of irrelevancy that you climbed out of when you challenged me. But I'm not gonna do that. No. You want a rematch, Sasha? Well, you've got it, but on my terms. Let's see who's willing to do what it takes to be the real leader of the Raw Women's division. An Extreme Rules match. And don't look to Bayley to save you this time, because your friend will be banned from ringside as I take my time to tear you apart, piece by piece. This is going to be fun.
And she is now laying her opponent on the announce desk, bad intentions in mind. What in the world? This is ridiculous.
Setting her up for something here.
From the top. Oh, she lands it from high above.
Looks to me like they're both in a bad way.
That just what she's setting Banks up for. Oh, the old taste of pain.
Amazing, Kevin. Cue that up again.
Man, that was a hard-fought win. She's got to be proud of herself tonight.
Can you believe the nerve? The audacity? I mean, what was Mandy Rose even thinking?
Yes? No? I don't know, Charlotte. What are we talking about here?
I'm surprised you haven't heard. I was talking to Mandy about properly enshrining my excellence here on Raw by crowning me officially as Queen of the Ring. It has a nice ring to it, right? I mean, a simple, understandable request. Mandy, however, got the twisted idea to turn my birthright into a Queen of the Ring tournament for the right to face me. She claimed it's an attempt to generate TV ratings and boost brand awareness. But I know Mandy has it out for me.
I don't know. Seems like a pretty understandable move for a general manager to make.
It's ludicrous. I mean, who's even going to enter this tournament and challenge me for the title of Queen of the Ring?
You know, Charlotte, I think I'm gonna go talk to Mandy right now.
If she won't listen to me, I'm not sure you can talk any sense into her.
Talk some sense? Oh no, I'm gonna make sure that I have a spot in that tournament. Because you're right about one thing, Charlotte. Queen of the Ring does have a nice ring to it. For me.
You're going to regret this.
It's locked in, the Koji clutch. The submission is locked.
Oh man, she had to tap out. What a win! Face
You know, as much as it pains me to admit, you've been doing an adequate job in this sham of a tournament. Still, nothing that's on the level of a real queen, of course, but passable.
I wonder if you'll feel the same way when I win the finals and we end up facing each other for the crown. I wouldn't underestimate me.
I'll estimate you exactly as it pleases me, thank you very much. But I'll also be watching you in the finals. I'll be watching you very closely. You don't step to the queen without consequence.
She will now face Charlotte to crown the first ever queen of the ring.
Wait, Charlotte's here right now.
And she's taken out Bianca and her threat to the crown.
Looks like she might have twisted her knee there a little bit.
Is this how a queen behaves, Charlotte? Really? Come on.
Just asserting her dominance, that's all.
She wants it one more time.
Taste of pain.
That might topple the queen.
Cover. 1, 2, 3. There she is, your first ever queen of the ring.
She wasn't 100% after Charlotte's attack and yet still managed to win the crown here tonight. Just a gutsy performance overall.
And this has to be a major blow to Charlotte's ego. The self-proclaimed queen now has to share the title with someone who beat her for it in the middle of the ring.
Charlotte's feelings aside, what a night for our new queen of the ring.
Hello, my talented Raw Women's Champion.
Oh, geez. You only talk like that when you need my help. What is it this time?
I think Becky Lynch is planning on returning soon, which honestly, lame. I should be the only man around here. But it's no surprise that she wants your Raw Women's Championship.
I don't know why anyone thinks they can just take my title. Even Becky Lynch.
Right? But here's the thing. We both have a mutual interest. Shutting down Becky Lynch. So what do you say we work together to do just that?
I agree. The Raw Women's Champion should have access to any and all WWE intel and resources. So, if you have anything that can help me, or a plan to handle Becky, as a responsible GM, you need to let me know.
Don't worry about that. You'll know when you need to know. Tonight, just worry about your match against Carmella. Beat her to send Becky a decisive message. And whatever happens afterwards, well, just follow my lead.
My God, a small package driver.
Face first. Set up. The Koji clutch is locked in. Oh, nowhere to go. There it is.
That was a dominating win for our Raw Women's Champion.
Always a pleasure watching her compete. Now it looks like we're gonna get the pleasure of hearing her speak.
You know, I have to admit, although I had a fantastic time beating Carmella and showing her who the real untouchable one is, that match was really for the benefit of someone else. Becky Lynch, I hope you were watching, because that was a message to you.
Her return has been rumored for months, and finally Becky Lynch is here.
Soak it in, WWE Universe. The man has returned to Monday nights.
Look at this. The man is back on Raw.
It seems like the man is experiencing technical difficulties.
Maybe not.
Aw, Becky. Cat got your tongue? Oh, wait, that's right. I told production to cut your mic. It's just that all that time you were gone, well, let's just say not hearing your voice was incredible. So I thought, wouldn't it be nice to keep it that way? And boy, oh boy, was I right. You see, Becky, things have changed since you've been gone. As GM of Raw, I'm the man now. So you can either fall in line or turn around and go right back out the door.
Not quite the warm welcome back that Becky was expecting.
And Becky tags the Raw Women's Champion.
And now she's got her in the disarm her for good measure.
Mandy's new edict may be shocking, but Becky Lynch's response is not. We may have heard the last of the man for now, but it's clear that this is far from over.
Becky may have surprised you in the ring, but I think you'll agree that barring the man from running her mouth hits her where it hurts most. Without the ability to speak, she's much less powerful. And taking away her social media too is just the icing on top of the cake.
That peace and quiet is some extra sweet icing.
Exactly. Without her voice, Becky is nothing.
After our GM went out of her way to censor Becky Lynch, I was approached by Becky about being her official spokesman. I was skeptical at first, but as I considered it, one thing became crystal clear. Mandy Rose is out of control as the Raw GM. Her power must be checked. And if teaming up with Becky grants me the opportunity to take on our just as corrupt Raw Women's Champion, I'll gladly be Becky's mouthpiece. What? Are you gonna ban me from speaking to Mandy? You can make all the arbitrary rules you want, but tonight, you and your lapdog of a champion will face Becky and me in the ring. You may have stopped what Becky can do outside of a match, but nothing can stop her when the bell rings.
Have you been checking social media? There's this stupid hashtag trending, and I'm getting absolutely blasted by other superstars and fans. You wouldn't believe what these idiots are saying.
It's gone way beyond social media. I just got word that Becky trashed my office in Stamford. She also somehow charged 10 grand of Irish whiskey to my hotel room. She's making my life a living hell.
$10,000 of whiskey? Honestly, I'm just impressed.
Stay focused. We're putting an end to this tonight. I've gotten Carmella out of the way and we're going to take Becky on together. Luckily, I know the GM and pulled some strings to get us a 2-on-1 match.
Sounds like that's a pretty smart GM.
And angry. Let's end this now.
Be it for Becky Lynch facing long odds against these two women who have taken her voice away on Raw.
Becky's not going quietly after all, as those odds have suddenly evened themselves out.
Lynch with a Bexploder on our general manager.
And Lynch quickly follows up with the disarm her. Can Mandy hold on?
She can't. Becky Lynch overcomes the odds in this 2-on-1 match.
It seems that no...
This is a disaster. First we lost the match, and now Becky's social media campaign to let the man speak is exploding. WWE even crumbled under the pressure and reinstated her social media account. As much as I hate it, you're going to have to give Becky a title match. If not, advertisers are threatening to pull out, and then I could lose my job as GM, and I'm not going to let that happen.
Well, what you should have done is not tap out to Becky last week. It didn't help her argument to have that win, especially in a 2-on-1 match.
Hey, watch yourself. I'm still GM around here, and if you don't disrespect me further, I'm still willing to give you a choice of how you defend your championship. So what type of match would you like to have with Becky?
Becky likes to call herself the man. Well, let's have a last man standing match. I'll fittingly strip her of that name once and for all.
Sounds like a plan.
The following contest is a last woman standing match and is for the Raw Women's Championship.
Sliding back into the ring, back into the action.
Imminent doom for Becky here.
Oh, taste of pain. Looks like the champ is going to retain.
Taking a moment to let her know who the real superstar is here.
At this point, this is incredibly ill-advised. You're in the middle of a match.
5, 6.
A count of 7.
Is this really it? 8. Giving the people a chance to take in her undeniable greatness.
10. And the champ stands tall.
Who is Liv Morgan?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, it is. Since honestly, you're a bit hard to read. I mean, 1 minute you're with the Riot Squad, the next you're not, then you get back together and now you're on your own? Make up your mind, Liv.
Things move fast around here, especially when it comes to allies and enemies. Sometimes even I have whiplash. What are you trying to say?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to sugarcoat it? Yeah, not going to do that. You're best working with others. With a leader. Like me.
If you're such a great leader, then why don't you and I team up? Show me what I'm missing.
Now that's actually not a terrible idea. I'm down to bring you on board. And being around me, well, some of my skills are sure to rub off on even you.
Whatever, but if we can do some damage together, I'm all for it.
Speaking of damage, I have some business to take care of in the ring tonight. But can you help me settle a score with Nia Jax? She's been bothering me on social media lately, and I'm sick of it. So, if we're going to be a team, prove I can depend on you by giving Nia a piece of your mind.
I don't know about a piece of my mind, but I'm happy to give her a piece of my fist.
You know, this might actually be worth my time after all.
Down, but that could have just started a quick turnaround.
Looking for the victory. 2 count. And this one's over.
you looked good out there, huh? What part of the match was your favorite?
I actually didn't get to see the match. I was dealing with Nia.
Ooh, spicy. Tell me everything. I've been wanting to take it to her for a while now.
Nothing really spicy. She beat me up.
What? You mean you failed at doing a simple little favor for me? Wow. I should have trusted my gut. I knew you didn't deserve to work with me.
You said you had an issue with her, but you didn't tell me that you were the one who started harassing her on social media. When I approached her, she was already hot from your latest post. You shouldn't have put me in that position. Partners don't do that.
Well, then it's a good thing we're not partners anymore. It's not my fault you couldn't handle Nia. Although, I do take responsibility for not knowing better than to trust you. I should have taught you first. In fact, I'm still going to give you a lesson firsthand. Next week, we face each other in the ring. See if you can keep up, little girl.
Face first. Stepped up. On a Koji clutch locked in. Man, she's got a lot of heart and a lot. It's over. She couldn't hang on. And that'll about do it, folks.
You know, when I was taking it to you in the ring, it finally felt like we were starting to get somewhere. Saw a bit of progress, even. I mean, you never had a chance of beating me. But still, progress. Maybe teaming up together wasn't such a terrible idea after all. There's hope for you yet.
I hate to admit it, but I did feel a chemistry between us two. And competing against you leveled up my game. You were right, I've struggled to find my direction, but maybe working with you is it. I'm down to give it another try.
Okay, I'll give you another chance. Let's face Nia and Tamina together in a tag match and find out if you've made enough progress to make this worth my time.
It'll be totally worth it. Promise.
Looking to tag in Liv.
What was that all about?
I don't know, but Liv Morgan appears to be leaving.
So this is a handicap match now?
I guess so.
She got Nia here. Oh, taste of pain.
May have just vanquished the irresistible force.
Win. A big win. That took a huge effort.
Liv, you just walked out of your tag match, turning your back on your partner. What was that all about?
She told me she was gonna help me find a direction, and she wasn't wrong. I found it. My direction is to kick her ass.
This superstar looks like she's on a mission.
Look out, she's attacked from behind. Oh! And that will do it.
Under immense pressure.
Yeah, Liv's defensive instincts need to kick in.
And now she's climbing up the ladder, hopefully with a plan in mind. No, 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 no! Good Lord.
Putting everything on the line, risking it all to come falling out of the sky.
Face first. Stepped up on a Koji clutch locked in. Oh, nowhere to go, nowhere. And she loses via submission. Women's Intercontinental Champion looks like she's well on her way to beating Bianca's established time.
Speaking of Bianca, here she comes.
Oh, come on, this isn't fair.
Carmella's recovering.
Carmella with the roll-up for the pin. And she pulls it off. Carmella just defeated the Women's Intercontinental Champion.
So much for beating Bianca's time, she couldn't even beat Mella.
Yeah, because Bianca Belair came down here and interfered. You're leaving that part out.
The IC champion is now the EST of Raw, as in the angriest.
Just stop, Cole.
The Women's Intercontinental Champion is ambushing Bianca Belair before their scheduled match.
I don't think Bianca Belair is going to make it to the ring after this beatdown.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Face first. Set up. It's locked in. The Koji clutch. She's in a tremendous. She taps out. Taps out.
That's it. The champ stays the champ.
Here is your winner and still Women's Intercontinental Champion, the Latina Sensation.
This was as dominant a win as I've ever seen, guys.
An absolute statement by the victor here tonight. What a steamroller.
Right back. Victory could be in sight for her as she continues up and over the top of the cage.
She's looking exhausted from the climb. Does she have the stamina to make it out?
Oh, so close.
Yeah, but I have a feeling the fall's about to be so far.
Oh, it didn't go as planned there. And she doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. A really impressive showing in this steel cage match.
She's probably come to the realization of how high up she is now.
And the champ retains.
Here is your winner and still Women's Intercontinental Champion, the Latina Sensation.
And that seemed like a pretty easy day at the office right there.
This is what you get when you have complete confidence and control of the situation.
There's my Raw Women's Champion. Feeling pretty good today?
I always feel good with gold around my waist.
I was hoping you'd say that. Just wanted to let you know Bianca Belair is on a bit of a winning streak and has earned a Raw Women's title opportunity. Are you feeling good enough to defend your championship? FYI, it's going to happen sooner or later.
I'm ready for the so-called EST. Set it up and let's go.
You got it.
This could be it. Wait, it's Natalya.
She just broke up the pin, and the match is thrown out. What was that all about?
Not sure, but it's not just Natty. Here comes Nia Jax and Tamina.
And now they're attacking the Raw Women's Champion.
Is this some kind of alliance between the three?
Did you say 3? I think you meant 4. It's Charlotte Flair.
This is a premeditated assault, and if I had to guess, you're looking at the person who's behind it.
Aww. Did I mess up your little title opportunity, Bianca? I'm so sorry. But it was a sham of a match to begin with. Not to mention a sham of a champion. Because you know who deserves the Raw Women's title? No one. Except me. And I'm going to get it with the help of my new, powerful group. I believe you've met them already. We call ourselves the Four Queens, because that's what we are, the royalty of WWE. We were born into greatness. It's in our blood. And it's also everything you are not. Which, annoyingly enough, is something I've tried to prove before, but somehow you're still the one standing in the way of what I want. But you know what they say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, let's just say I won't be making any mistakes this time.
And Charlotte's going for the knee with a chair.
She's not out to prove a point. She's trying to injure the Raw Women's Champion.
Someone, anyone needs to come out here and help her. It's 4-on-1.
It's about to get much worse.
And off the second rope with a steel chair, driving it into the champion's knee yet again.
She could have a serious knee injury.
This is no exaggeration when I say this. The landscape of the Raw Women's division has just shifted. The Four Queens are going to dominate anyone who gets in their way.
Unfortunately for our Raw Women's Champion, she was the first to get in their way here.
Many months later.
We're so glad to have you back on Raw. Let me fill you in on what you missed.
I don't need filling in. I was hardly out of the arena after the attack before Charlotte basically stole the Raw Championship. I want my title back, and I want Charlotte and her group to pay for what they did.
I can give you a match against Charlotte, but after what happened last time, you might have trouble facing her alone. The Four Queens have been dominant on Raw ever since you left. If you got any friends, now might be the time to ask them for backup.
I understand the risk, but I got myself into this, and I need to get myself out. I'll take on Charlotte, alone.
Fair enough. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Set up. The Koji clutches it in. Think about a tap out.
That's all she wrote for this handicap match.
Here is your winner, the Latina Sensation.
This is a big win for them here and a must-win match.
This one felt special from the moment the bell rang. We knew it was going to be a show.
He had
with glazed over.
And that's it. New champ. New champ.
Here is your winner, and the new Raw Women's Champion, the Latina Sensation.
Truly a huge win for this superstar, or should I say, for the new champion.
The now former champion obviously not happy with this outcome.
I did not think a title change was in the cards here tonight.
You know, it might be nice to have a change of pace. Put me in the shakeup.
All right. All superstars participating in the shakeup must compete this week so the other GMs can see them in action.
So, what's on tap for me?
William Regal from NXT has mentioned he'd like to see you in a singles match, while Adam Pearce from SmackDown said he'd like to see how you work as part of a team. So basically, which GM do you want to cater to?
Well, I enjoy being on the red brand. I could see myself bleeding blue. Put me in a tag match. I'd love the chance to impress Adam Pearce over at SmackDown.
Done. And if this is it, well, it's been interesting.
To say the least.
It's locked in the clutch.
Submission locked in. Taps out.
Wow, got it. Big time tag team win.
It's SmackDown's latest acquisition.
The blue brand is lucky to have her.
I tend to think everyone's replaceable, especially you, Saxton, but this superstar brings something different to the table. She's truly one of a kind.